या मलिक।
ए हकीकी बादशाह, जो शख्स रोजाना सुबह की नमाज के बाद या मालिक को कसरत से पढ़ा करेगा, अल्लाह ताला उसे गनी फरमा देंगे।
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, the owner of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, you alone we ask for help. Show us the straight path, the path of those on whom you have favored, and not the path of those who have earned your anger and have gone astray. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Muslim World TV and Life Stories with me, Ahsan Khushtar. Well, today we are joined by another very special guest, and we will be discussing another very important topic, and we want you all to be getting involved and sharing your thoughts and opinions. Well, coming up on today's show, inshallah, I will be joined by not only a Nath Khwan, but also a Hafiz of the Quran, and at a very young and tender age. He's also doing his education within the United Kingdom, and inshallah, he'll be telling us about his future prospects and what he aims to do with Nath Khwani and away from Nath Khwani. As well as that, he'll be telling us about how he got into Nath Khwani and who was his inspirations. As well as that, we'll be discussing our hot topic, and a very important topic that we should all be aware of, and something that we all need to be speaking about and mindful of. We'll be talking about our company and the friends that we keep, how they affect us and how they lead us in down different paths, whether it be good, whether it be bad, whether it be towards Islam or whether it be away. We need to be talking about it, and we need to be aware of what we are all doing and which company we are keeping, and how we can make sure that the company we keep is the best company for us. Well, inshallah, joining me today on today's show, I'll welcome my guest, and he is a Nath Khwan, but also a Hafiz of the Quran, and a very, very inspirational person, as he's being able to do all this while doing his education, and as well as that, he's being able to support others, and always doing work for the deen, as well as making sure that he's doing his dunyawi ta'aleem. It is my great pleasure and my great honor to be joined by Hafiz Hammad Hussain. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Hafiz. First of all, thank you for joining me on the show and taking the time out. It's a great pleasure and privilege to have you.
Thank you, Jay.
And as we have Hafiz Hammad joining us today, it is none other that we should take up the opportunity and inshallah ask Hafiz Hammad to begin today's show with the recitation of the Holy Quran. Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا. ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا. فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah khair, Hafiz Saab, and thank you for that, and what a way to begin our show today. Well, as I said at the top of the show, Hafiz Hammad is with us, and I'll be talking to Hafiz Hammad about his life, and inshallah he'll be taking your requests, and we will also be talking about our hot topic of discussion and why it's so important to have good company and why the company around us affects the decisions that we make. But I want you all to be getting involved, sharing your thoughts and opinions, and phoning us here live in the studios to talk to Hafiz Hammad or myself. You can give us a call on 0161 241 9456, inshallah, and we'll take your calls, and you can be a part of the show today and share your thoughts and opinions. Well, Hafiz, obviously you begin there by reciting the Quran, but first of all, I would like to talk to you about your Naat Khwani. At what age did you start reciting Naat, and how many years now has it been?
Alhamdulillah, I started reciting Naat Khwani at a very tender age of 5. It's been about a good 7-8 years now since I started.
And what was your main inspiration behind the Naat Khwani side of things?
My main inspiration would be Al-Hajj Qadri.
Okay.
They inspired me a lot. From a very young age, I used to listen to them from, I think I was about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Also, another very well-known Naat Khan, my own Dadabu, Haji Muhammad Afzal, part of Jamiat Hassan. They're very inspiring to me, gave me a lot of tips and advice.
Okay.
And also, from the age of 5, my mum entered me into a few local competitions.
Yeah.
Awaz Radio 103.1 FM, and alhamdulillah, the first competition I entered, I won that competition as well, and I've been going a lot of confidence from there.
Okay. So you talked about your Dadabu there, Haji Afzal. He is known in our community as being one of the main people that started Naat Khwani, and so what an inspiration for you to have and someone to look up to. Has he given you tips and been a part of
Yeah, he's given me a lot of tips, and you know, stuff to do with my voice, and you know, things to do so your voice doesn't break and stuff like that. They give me a lot of tips.
And for a lot of Naat Khwans, especially in the UK, they don't have like the talent within their own homes. They have to learn from others. So I think would you say that you've benefited from that?
Yeah, I've benefited a lot from that.
Yeah. And he's always there to support you and guide you. What does he think of you now, like becoming as known as they say?
I think he's really impressed. He's always I see my methods and stuff, and yeah, I think he's really impressed with me.
Obviously, Haji Afzal is someone that I know for my family, he was a part of someone that my grandfather actually taught, Maulana Ibrahim Khushtar. So my family know quite a lot of Haji Afzal and was a part of it, and I've heard a lot of him, and I actually didn't know that, so that is something that was new for me there as well. And obviously, with Naat Khwani, you are not only a Naat Khwan, you are also a Hafiz of the Quran, alhamdulillah. Why and who encouraged you towards this? Was it something that you wanted yourself, or was it your parents, or?
Well, again, I was quite young. I was only about 8 years old since I took in mind Hifz. I finished my Nazara, and then I was quite young. It wasn't really someone that inspired me. We do have a lot of Hufaz in the family as well, so that was very encouraging to me. Mostly it was my parents. They would push me, to start Hifz.
And supporting you as well?
Yeah, a lot of support they showed. And also my Qari Sahib as well. As I finished Nazara, he did ask me if I want to start Hifz, and I took the opportunity, and it's got me quite a long way now.
Definitely, and it's something that obviously everyone says becoming a Hafiz is not an easy thing to do, and especially in the United Kingdom. Now obviously with education, and it's something that you've not left, you're doing education, and mashallah, you're doing very, very well in that. What would you say to some youngsters that are watching, or some parents that maybe want their children to go into becoming a Hafiz of the Quran? Is it possible in the United Kingdom from obviously your own perspective?
It is possible, but
is it very time consuming?
Yeah, it's very time consuming, and you'll have to sacrifice quite a lot of things. you have to put a lot of effort and time into it as well. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. Is it sacrificing a lot of your maybe like personal time to socialize with your friends?
Spare time. Like myself, I had to give up after school clubs like football and stuff like that. And after I didn't like it at the time, but and now I'm glad that I've done all that.
Yeah, no, definitely, and everyone should be, and it's definitely a great thing that a lot of people want to do. But obviously, hearing from yourself and seeing how you went about it and how to do it is definitely very, very inspiring. Now, obviously, from Naat Khwani, I was obviously speaking to you as well. Who would you say is your biggest or favorite Naat Khwan? We all have our favorites. I have my favorites, I'm sure.
Yeah. I've quite a few favorite Naat Khwans, especially the ones that recite classical kalams. I'm into them a lot. Alhamdulillah, most of the kalams I recite are classical as well. So, for example, the ones I listen to the most, Sayyid Zabib Masood, Qari Zubayd Rasool, and people like Sarwar Hussain Naqshbandi, Awais Qadri, and also there's a lot more. But the main ones that I listen to because of I really do enjoy classical kalams.
What would you say is your most favourite kalam?
Favourite kalam would be one that I'm actually quite known for, Dil Ulfat Sarkar Basane Ke Liye Hai.
And I would like you to recite a bit of that first, please, inshallah.
Sallallahu alayhi ya Rasool Allah wa sallam alayka ya Habib Allah. Dil ulfat sarkar basane ke liye hai. Dil ulfat sarkar बसाने के लिए है. दिल उल्फत सरकार बसाने جان آپ کی حرمت پہ لٹانے کے لیے ہے. جان آپ کی حرمت پہ لٹانے دل کہنے لگا کرتے ہی گنبد کا نظارہ. دل کہنے لگا کرتے ہی گنبد یہ نقش تو آنکھوں میں سجانے کے لیے ہے. یہ نقش تو آنکھوں میں سجانے پیغام سناتی ہے یہی آیت تطہیر. یہی عدت ہی کہ عزت میرے آقا کے گھرانے کے لیے ہے عزت میرے آقا کے گھرانے کے لیے ہے ہم امتی ان کے ہیں تو کیسے رہے محروم ہم امتی ان کے ہیں تو کیسے رہے محروم جب ان کا کرم سارے زمانے کے لیے ہے جب ان کا کرم سارے زمانے کے لیے ہے سرور جو بلاوا نہیں آیا کئی دل سے سرور جو بلاوا نہیں آیا کئی دل سے یہ تیری طلب اور برانے کے لیے ہے یہ تیری طلب اور برانے کے لیے ہے دل الفت سرکار بسانے کے لیے ہے
Khair, subhanallah, what an amazing recitation there from Hafiz Sahab. How beautiful was that, and I'm sure you will all agree. And inshallah, as I said at the beginning of the show, I do want you to get involved today and take the opportunity of Hafiz Sahab and send in any requests that you may have and give us a call and give your requests to Hafiz Sahab, because he is definitely a very, very unique and talented individual and someone that should be appreciated, and we should all appreciate his talent, mashallah. Well, Hafiz Sahab, obviously you said your inspirations, and we talked about how you got into Naat Khwani. Now you mentioned Awais Mirza Qadri, and a lot of people do say that, but from your perspective, as you were a lot younger then, why would you say Awais Mirza Qadri? Is it someone that you maybe thought has revived Naat Khwani in the UK and maybe brought it more to your attention at that young age?
It's just, yeah, the more attention at that age is, I don't know why, just they're really catchy. I used to listen to quite often, really.
Would you remember going to a lot of the mehfils at the young age, or?
Of Awais Mirza Qadri?
Yeah, or like any Naat Khan?
Yeah, I did.
What would you say was your first mehfil that you remember going to? Like a big scale mehfil? Where the international Naat Khans are there, and would it be locally in Nelson, or?
It wouldn't be locally. I think it probably would be the Umar Bhai mehfil.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously there was.
That was now, how many years ago was that now? It was about 3-4 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
And would you say that seeing those Naat Khans there maybe encouraged you a little bit more?
Encouraged me a lot, yeah. I've been to quite a few mehfils as well. Well, there's been Qari Shahids, they've given me good words of advice as well.
Okay.
They give me a lot of support, and various other Naat Khans as well.
Yeah. I know a lot of Naat Khans do talk of you very highly, and mashallah, it's something that you should take on, that you're being appreciated by these Naat Khans, and definitely show that you definitely do have that talent, mashallah. Now obviously, talking a little bit more about it, towards the local Naat Khans in the UK, would you say is anyone in particular that stands out to you that maybe has supported you, someone that you've looked up to, or maybe think, oh, I want to be a bit like them?
Well, yeah, there is very local Naat Khan, Sayyid Fazl Shah Sahab.
Okay.
I've had the honour of meeting them several times, and I was introduced to them when they started North Class Madrasa, and we took lessons from there. And they introduced me to a group later on. It's called the Dead Body Group. It's just a few lads. And we got together quite often. And Shah Sahab gave me a lot of tips, a lot of support.
Yeah.
Very inspirational person, and I've learned quite a lot from them.
Yeah, no, definitely, and it shows, mashallah, that obviously you're continuously learning and wanting to improve. Now, obviously, like you mentioned, there are groups and things. Would you say that if somebody wants to become better at reciting Naats, is there anywhere that you would say that how to go about it, how to do it? Just listen to Naats, or go to teachers, or?
It would be good to go to teachers and have like one-to-ones.
Yeah,
and,
but obviously it's a bit rare, so maybe people can't find them in their own like local mosques and stuff.
And I've learned most of my notes online as well.
Okay.
So from home, yeah.
Is it just listening to them, or?
Just listening to them and practicing, yeah. Obviously, I've got Shah Sahab as well, and my Qari Sahab, who obviously they understand Urdu a lot better than me, so I can check my words, and they just support me.
For those maybe that say that they don't understand Urdu and don't know Urdu, is it something that shouldn't deter you from reciting Naat? Anyone can recite Naat in that sense.
It is good to know what you're saying, but it shouldn't put you down if you don't know what you're reading.
Everyone should be able to do it. Yeah, no, definitely. And obviously, towards things away from Naat Khani, I know you're very, very busy and a lot of time. Like you obviously go to school as well. You're quite normal in that sense. Like what's part of your school journey are you in? Shall we say?
Alhamdulillah, I'm in high school. I'm going to year 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in your GCSE years, I'm sure you're very busy with that.
Yeah.
Now, what subjects in particular are you into in school? Is there any subjects in particular that you like?
I'm really interested in languages.
Okay.
I'm good at learning languages, and probably my favourite subject would be maths. I'm good at maths, enjoy maths. And
which languages are you learning then?
I'm learning French, I'm learning German, I'm learning Latin as well.
Okay, so a few there, definitely.
Yeah.
If you're given the option, is there any other language that you want to learn? Away from them? Any language? No?
Arabic sounds like quite a nice language. I like to learn
Arabic
language,
it's quite difficult though. I've had to go at that. It was very difficult. And I'm sure for you, it won't be too hard for you actually, because obviously you're from Hafiz and it's everything. So no, definitely you should. It's something that you should definitely consider. Now obviously becoming so busy in school with all that and maths, is there anything that you would want to do moving forward? Is there anything towards your education wise, is there any area that you want to go into, or?
I'm not really, I've changed my mind quite a lot of times. I haven't really thought about it too much. And
it's quite difficult at a young age though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very hard. There's a lot of routes you can go into.
And your mind changes. I'm sure a lot of people at home will agree as well, and I definitely, from my own perspective, 1 minute I was doing one thing, then I'm doing something else. So it definitely is something that is quite difficult to do. Now obviously hobbies-wise, everyone has their hobbies, and obviously you've got your Naat Khani, you become a Hafiz, and obviously you've got your school as well. Did you say that you have time for hobbies? Is there anything in particular?
Yeah, I do have time for hobbies.
What would you say? What would you get up to the most in your spare time?
My PlayStation.
A lot of 13-year-olds.
Yeah, just a normal 13-year-old. I like playing outside a lot of sports. I'm into football and cricket.
Yeah.
I play that quite regularly, football and cricket,
Yeah.
It's been just them three. Otherwise, well, apart from that, I'm at my mehfils and stuff. Mosque comes 7 times a week as well, so I'm quite busy with that. And my spare time is just, them three. Yeah.
Definitely, and it's obviously something that Hafiz Saab has said, and inshallah we'll continue to speak to Hafiz Saab about his life and what he gets up to away from Naat Khani, and inshallah we will be talking about our hot topic of discussion and why it's so important to have the kind company around us and good company that support us and get us towards the deen. So don't go anywhere, we'll be back straight after this short break. From me and Hafiz Saab, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
कसरत से या सलामू पढ़ता रहेगा, इंशाअल्लाह तमाम आफतों से महफूज रहेगा। जो शख्स 115 मरतबा ये इस्म पढ़कर बीमार पर दम करेगा, अल्लाह ताला اس کو صحت و شفا عطا فرمائیں گے۔
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Life Stories with me, Ahsan Khushtar, here on Muslim World TV. And on today's show, I have the great privilege and great honor to be joined by my dear brother, Hafiz Hammad Hussain, who is an amazing Naat Khan, an amazing Qari of the Quran, and an amazing individual. And we're getting to know a little bit more about Hafiz Hammad. Well, before the break, I was talking to Hafiz Sahab about his life and how he got into Naat Khani, as well as how he became a Hafiz of the Quran. And he was telling me about how much time and effort goes into becoming a Naat Khan, and how much he has given up, and how much of an inspiration many are Naat Khans, his grandfather, and how his parents have supported him. And he also recited for us a beautiful kalam, and it was definitely a beautiful kalam that we all thoroughly must have enjoyed. And with that, I would like to ask Hafiz Sahab to recite another kalam for us, and inshallah, any kalam you choose.
مدینہ مرکز مہر و وفا ہے، مدینہ مصدر جود و سخا ہے، مدینہ حسن فطرت کا ہے مرکز، کیونکہ مدینے میں جمال مصطفیٰ ہے، میری الفت مدینے سے یوں ہی نہیں، میرے آقا کا روضہ مدینے میں ہے، میرے آقا کا روضہ مدینے میں ہے، میری الفت مدینے سے یوں ہی نہیں، میرے آقا کا روضہ مدینے میں ہے، میرے آقا کا روضہ مدینے میں ہے، میں مدینے کی جانب نہ کیسے کھینچوں، میرا دین اور دنیا مدینے میں ہے، میرے آقا کا روضہ مدینے میں ہے، عرش اعظم سے جس کی بری شان ہے، روضہ مصطفیٰ جس کی پہچان ہے، روضہ مصطفیٰ جس کی پہچان ہے، جس کا ہم پلہ کوئی محلہ نہیں، جس کا ہم پلہ کوئی محلہ نہیں، ایک ایسا محلہ مدینے میں ہے، میرے آقا کا روضہ مدینے میں ہے۔ پھر مجھے موت کا کوئی خطرہ نہ ہو، موت کیا زندگی کی بھی پرواہ نہ ہو، موت کیا زندگی کی بھی پرواہ نہ ہو۔ کاش سرکار ایک بار مجھ سے کہے، کاش سرکار ایک بار مجھ سے کہے، اب تیرا مرنا جینا مدینے میں ہے، اب تیرا مرنا جینا مدینے میں ہے۔ جب نظر سوئے طیبہ روانہ ہوئی، ساتھ دل بھی گیا، ساتھ جان بھی گئی، ساتھ دل بھی گیا، ساتھ جان بھی گئی۔ میں منیرب رہوں گا یہاں کس لیے، میرا سارا احساس مدینے میں ہے، میرا سارا احساس مدینے میں ہے۔ میں مدینے کی جانب نہ کیسے کھینچوں، میرا دین اور دنیا مدینے میں ہے، میری الفت مدینے سے یوں ہی
As well, inshallah. You can do that on social media, or you can give us a call live here in the studios. Well, why is it so important for us to have a good company, and why does it affect us in our daily lives, whether it be our friends, whether it be our family, or whether it be people that we deal with at school, at work, at university, or just about our daily lives? It is something that we are always having to deal with. First of all, we're going to talk about our friends. Now, it is said in a hadith by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam, when a soul recognizes one another, they become friends. If not, they simply part ways from one another. And that is so quite an interesting thing, that people with like-minded ideas, people with like-minded things usually come together. But it is then said that in another hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam, that you are a mirror of your friend. The people around you, your company that you keep, are a mirror of what you are as a person, as your individual, and through the characteristics that you hold and characteristics that you have. Now, it's something that's quite interesting, Hafiz, isn't it, with that being said? In school, obviously I've experienced school, I've experienced university. People around you, do you feel that they influence maybe the way you act, the things that you do, or the way that you interact with different things? Do you think people around you influence your decisions in that sense?
Yes, I think they do. Good company is always something really to think about. Mom's always on about it. Good company, you know, the people you hang around with, that's how your life's going to go. If you hang around with good company, you go towards the deen, and bad company is going to lead you into bad stuff. And it does influence a lot.
Yeah.
Your decisions, they're going to, whatever your friends decide and what you decide to do is going to impact on your life.
Yeah, and it should be people that you can basically get something from as well, that you can give them something, and you can. And like you said, your mum says it. A lot of parents do say it, but for us to understand and listen to it, and coming from you, like coming from me, maybe people can relate to it a lot more. So, what would you say that if somebody maybe pushes you towards something, like say peer pressure, how to deal with peer pressure in school? Is there anything that you would say? Is obviously to know that what your parents have told you as well, but is there any way that you would say that you could?
You got to stand up to peer pressure. You can't let people put you down easily.
Yeah.
And you stand up to them saying, well, this is not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if people are having a bad impact on you, and you maybe encourage them towards something good, do you think that if by them listening to you, instead of you staying quiet, and by listening to you, maybe you can make a difference in their life as well, couldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, there's definitely something true, like Hafiz said there, that we could all learn from one another. And it's something that we could teach one another, and by listening to each other for the way that we do things and how we interact with one another and how we basically deal with the situation. If somebody's pushing us, say, towards drugs, if somebody's pushing us towards alcohol, we could stand up and say no. And I know it's a lot easier than said, but it is something that we can quite easily do. And by having the people around you that maybe are not into these kinds of things makes it a lot easier. So when we are picking our friends, we should be picking people that we can interact with. Not people that we want to be like or people that we have to fit in with. People that we can be ourselves. We can be ourselves through our character, through the way that we interact with them, and at the same time remembering the values that our parents have instilled in us. The values of being humble, the values of being kind, the values of knowing what is right and wrong, and making sure that you do things according to the sunnah of Nabi alayhi salam, and according to the teachings of the Quran and what our ulama say. And it is something that we should all be able to do. Now, is another thing that we've always been told, and maybe we shouldn't be as open with people. And Hafiz, I'm sure that maybe you won't disagree or agree. Maybe when we're speaking to our friends, and a lot of us have a tendency to think, oh, this person is my diehard. He's going to not say anything. He's going to be my close friend. I can tell him everything I want. But the next minute, the person flips, and all your secrets are gone. So maybe we should keep ourselves a bit more enclosed and not let ourselves out as much. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, 100% would agree with that.
Is it something that maybe through school, it's something that you've experienced or done, like maybe that you don't tell everything? I know you're quite a quiet person yourself, but is it something that maybe you do keep things to yourself a little bit?
Yeah, it is good.
So that people can't use it against you in the future?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, definitely. As Hafiz obviously is someone that is such a humbled person, and he is definitely someone that has gone through these things, and it is something that we've all been able to do. But it is something that we could all basically be doing in our lives, that we maybe tell people too much about ourselves, but they use that against us in blackmail, and they could possibly be using that against us, and it could go in a negative way towards us. And it's something that our ulama do encourage and tell us, that we need to be aware of who we have as our friends. Those around us could be destructing our lives and making us move away from our deen. They could be making us forget about our deen. And it's something that we maybe quite easily do, but it's something that we can quite easily change. Not saying to get rid of your friends, not saying to move away from them and say, oh no, go away. But maybe you can encourage them to come towards the truth, come towards the deen, and teach them something from something that your parents have taught you, and make a difference within their life as well. Now, obviously, it is something that we do talk about and hear about, but our human desires do take over. And it's something that we feel comfortable in an environment that we feel included, that we feel involved, that we don't feel isolated and we don't feel alone. Now, Hafiz, I've seen in a school environment, I'll talk about it from a different perspective in a moment, but in a school environment, do you think a lot of people just try to fit into their groups and maybe do things that they don't even want to do?
Yeah, they do. It's hard as a young person, because you've got to make the right decision yourself, and if you don't fit in with the crowd, then you can get bullied.
You feel alone and isolated.
You feel alone, isolated. Just people are made to do stuff that seriously it's going to get into a lot of trouble, but they just still want to fit in with the crowd. Yeah. And
they don't want to feel alone and get bullied through that sense.
You can get bullied.
Because bullying obviously is a very, very big thing, and it's obviously Hafiz, he's here, so we'll take the opportunity and speak to Hafiz about it. But bullying within schools is something that is seen a lot, and I'm sure I've seen it when I was in school. Hafiz, would you agree? It's something that
I've seen that many times.
Yeah, and but people maybe don't understand one another, and they want to belittle that person. I know it's a bit of a difficult question, Hafiz, but why would you say people bully? From a perspective of a 13-year-old, what are they trying to get out of it?
I think one of the main causes could be jealousy. That person has something and they're just trying to mock them, or they just don't fit in with the crowd. Yeah.
Maybe trying to belittle that person and overpower. Yeah, no, definitely. And it's something that is seen throughout, whether it be our school life, whether it be through our university life, and even in our work life. People do get bullied in their work life. And it's something that makes a difference. And we should have love for one another. And we should have love for our friends. We should have a love for them in the point that we interact with them, that we are there for them in their times of happiness, we are there for them in their times of sadness. But at the same time, that we have love for one another with barriers. We have barriers that we do not let ourselves completely go, because people can change their mind within a click of a finger. And we should not be able to be there and that intimate and that open that they can then use it against us in the future. And it's something that we can all definitely think about. And it is said by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam in a very, very interesting and a good saying, that good companion and a bad companion are like a bearer of musk and one who pumps from the bellows. With the bearer of musk, it is that he will give you and share with you what you buy from him, the smell of pleasant scents and that of greatness. But the bearer that pumps the bellows is either he burns your clothes or he will smell of a foul smell. And that is something that is quite interesting there. That those around us that smell of musk, of good smell, are people that are bringing happiness to our lives, are bringing good things to our lives. But those that maybe are not, and are maybe making us away from the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the worship of goodness and the worship that is the best for us and that will get us to our rights hereafter and the great things that we do. And Hafiz, obviously, it's something to do with peer pressure, and something that obviously I wanted to speak to you about. Is your Nath Khwani and you're becoming a Hafiz, is it something that your friends have supported, or is it something that they've found a bit, oh, what's he doing? And that maybe...
They've really supported me. I've got a lot of respect for that, and they're really supportive of the idea. Yeah.
Is it something that maybe have they encouraged you as well, and maybe
they've encouraged me. Yeah.
Have they wanted to know a little bit more about what you're doing? And things like that?
They've been quite interesting, Hifz and Nath Khwani and stuff like that.
Have any of them followed in a similar path or no?
There are a few that
tried to.
They've tried to. They recite here and there, and it's just they'll gain the confidence.
Definitely, and obviously that what Hafiz Hammad is an inspiration, and people can definitely learn from him as well. And obviously he's saying that his friends are learning from him, and a lot of people watching at home could learn from him, and a lot of the youngsters can as well. Because at a young age, Hafiz has a lot of confidence within him. He's a Hafiz of the Quran, he's a Nath Khwan, and he's also been able to do that and, as he said there, inspire others as well. So mashallah is definitely something that is very, very great there. Hafiz, obviously, coming on the same point, school obviously can be quite a vast place, somewhere that we learn, somewhere that we go. Would you say that maybe in school we spend too much time in school, and we maybe need the other time that we have could be used, like you got to become a Hafiz, obviously there's other things that we could do. Is there something that we could have more time to do these kind of things?
There could be. School does take up most of your day, and when you get back, I know children are tired and stuff, and there's just mosque after that, and they could be like, just even if you don't have mosque, just sitting at home, open the Quran park, something productive for the deen, stuff like
Definitely.
that. Yeah.
Now, obviously, you say there that is quite. You have a lot of things going on. How do you manage your time so well? Is it obviously your parents would obviously, I can imagine, my parents would always do that with me, like your parents pushing you towards, you've got to this deadline, this to do this.
Yeah, they'll push me, support me a lot.
You said your mum was quite supportive in basically making you wanting to finish your hifz of the Quran and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, would she take you to the masajid? Or?
Yeah, she'd take me to masajid. Like, if I needed extra time, she'd always be there to drop me off. And if I'm feeling really down, like, because you get stressed as a child, because there's like other children playing outside, and you've got to learn your sabak. Mum's always pushing me, saying like you can get this done, and look where it's got me. And
you were telling me earlier, how many years did you do your hifz in?
Alhamdulillah, just under 2 years.
MashaAllah, that is definitely amazing, and it's something that a lot of people maybe don't realise, that Hafiz obviously has done his hifz in such a short period of time, and it's something that we could quite easily all do. Obviously, we were talking about our hot topic there, and it is something that we will continue to discuss. And if any of you have any thoughts and opinions to share, there were just a few things that I wanted to share with you all on that. Having good company, having good people around you definitely makes a difference. And it is something that is taught to us, the Sunnah of Nabi alayhi salam, is taught to us in the Quran, and it is taught to us by our scholars. And obviously, there are things that happen within our communities and things that impact the lives of many. And maybe if we all took the time out to listen to one another, to support one another, we could all help make a difference. And as I did mention there, obviously to do with drugs, to do with alcohol, to do with partying, to do things like that, is something that a lot of the parents, a lot of the elders within our society and our communities don't want to acknowledge. They want to think that, oh no, my child will not do that, and they would not go anywhere near it. But it's something that we need to be aware of, and parents need to have this discussion with their children that they need to be aware of it. Hafiz, obviously you're here, so I can ask you, is it something that your parents speak to you about quite openly and make you aware of that you shouldn't be going towards these things and these things are happening?
That's why they've got me into North Korea and stuff, mainly to stay away from the bad
keep you busy as well, isn't it?
Keep busy, yeah. They've always talked about it, about going to the bad crowd and stuff. And I think because of my methods in North Korea, I've been able to stay away from that stuff. Like, I've been more towards the deen.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. And it's something like Hafiz said there, keeping yourself busy in the right path, whether it be with your deen, whether it be towards charity work. And obviously through the previous shows I've had loads of guests on, everyone's been doing different charity work, and keeping yourself busy within the deen, and it's very, very much possible. And keeping you away from these bad habits, from these things that maybe some of your peers around you may be doing. But it's a discussion that I would urge our parents and our elders, or even older brothers and sisters, siblings, to have with their younger siblings, and make them aware of it, that so they speak to you and that they have a discussion with you, and there's dialogue there between you as families. And it's something that culturally we don't do. We don't discuss these kind of topics. So I would say it's something that we should discuss with one another, and we should all be aware of, and it's something that I would encourage everyone to do. So Jazakallah khair, that is our hot topic. But if you want to give us a call and be a part of the show and request any kalams from Hafiz, or just give your thoughts and opinions, do give us a call, 0161 241 9456. Well, Hafiz, I would like to ask you to recite another kalam for us, please, inshallah, as we want to take the up. We're going to go have a break, so we'll do it after the break. So just before we start, obviously we speak to Hafiz a little bit more. Hafiz, obviously now you've been a part of a platform within the United Kingdom, and has maybe made you grown. But how is you are part of the Youth Quran and Nath Council, aren't you? And I know Umar Bhai has really helped you with that. How much of an inspiration, how much of a support, should I say, Umar Bhai has been with that?
Well, Brian has been great support for me. He's always been there for me. He's messaging me about methods. Since my voice started breaking, I've asked a few people for advice. Alhamdulillah, give me very good advice for that. And the entire YQNC team, obviously they're young lads my age, and they give me a lot of courage, a lot of support.
Yeah. How is this support more through events, or is it how do they support?
It will be through events. Methods not get to just meet up sometimes.
And then I know you all have a WhatsApp group as well, don't you?
Yeah,
that
we do,
everyone
yeah.
does.
Everyone does.
Shares their thoughts and opinions. Yeah, definitely. It's something that supports one another. Now, was that first event that you took part in, was Umar Bhai's main big event that showcased Hafiz Hammad? Was it the Umar Bhai's event?
The Umar Bhai's method, yeah. But I decided message
Okay. And then after that, obviously, you've had loads of other events, and obviously you've gone abroad as well and things like that. But we'll talk about the countries that you've been to. But is there any country in particular that you would want to go to, or somewhere that you would want to do methods?
For methods, I think Holland was a great idea, and I'm completely blessed to be able to take the chance to go there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot more countries out there that I haven't visited that would be good to go and recite methods in.
Inshallah.
Yeah,
inshallah, with time, and inshallah we'll continue to speak to Hafiz Hammad, and as there is a request, so we'll get Hafiz Hammad to recite that straight after the break, and inshallah we'll continue to speak to Hafiz Hammad about his platform, how he became more known, and inshallah if he has any thoughts of releasing an album, inshallah. So don't go anywhere, we'll be straight back after the short break. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
115 मरतबा पढ़े तो इंशाअल्लाह पोशीदा चीजों पर मुत्तला हो।
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters, and welcome back to Life Stories with me, Ahsan Khushtar. And today I'm joined by my dear brother and very special guest, the one, the only Hafiz Hammad Hussain. And I've been talking to Hammad about his life, about how he became a Nath Kwan, how he became a Hafiz of the Quran, and also we've been discussing our hot topic of discussion and why it's so important to have good company, to have good friends, and have good people around you, and encourage each other towards doing good. And Hafiz Hammad's been sharing his thoughts and opinions, and as well as that, he's been reciting some kalams for us. And before the break, I asked Hafiz to recite kalam, but we thought we'd do it after the break. So I want to start off by asking Hafiz to recite kalam for us, please, inshallah.
मैं सजदा करूं या कि दिल को संभालूं मैं सजदा करूं या کہ دل کو سنبھالوں محمد کی چوکھٹ نظر آ رہی ہے میں سجدہ کروں یا کہ دل کو سنبھالوں محمد کی چوکھٹ نظر آ رہی ہے اسی بے خودی میں کہیں کھو نہ جاؤں تڑپ کملی والے کی تڑپا رہی ہے دو عالم کا داتا میرے سامنے ہے دو عالم کا داتا میرے سامنے ہے کہ کعبے کا کعبہ میرے سامنے ہے دو عالم کا داتا میرے سامنے ہے کہ کعبے کا کعبہ میرے سامنے ہے ادا کیوں نہ فرض محبت کروں میں خدا کی خدائی جو کی جا رہی ہے ادا کیوں نہ فرض محبت کروں میں خدا کی خدائی جو کی جا رہی ہے فقیری کا مجھ میں نہیں ہے سلیقہ نہ آتا ہے کچھ مانگنے کا طریقہ فقیری کا مجھ میں نہیں ہے سلیقہ نہ آتا ہے کچھ مانگنے کا طریقہ ادھر بھی نگاہ ہے کرم کملی والے ادھر بھی نگاہ ہے کرم کملی والے زمانے کی جولی بری جا رہی ہے ادھر بھی نگاہ ہے کرم کملی والے زمانے کی جولی بری جا رہی ہے یہ فرمایا حق نے کہ پیارے محمد ہمارے ہو تم ہم تمہارے محمد ये फरमाया हक ने के प्यारे मोहम्मद हमारे हो तुम हम तुम्हारे मोहम्मद हमें अपने जलवों में ए कमली वाले तुम्हारी ही सूरत नजर आ रही है इसी बेखुदी में कहीं खो न जाऊं तड़प कमली वाले की तड़पा रही है मैं सजदा करूं या
Jazakallah khair, Hafiz Saab. Another amazing kalam and an amazing recitation there from Hafiz Saab. And I want you all to take the opportunity of having Hafiz Saab here and send in your requests. I know we've had a few requests, so definitely do send in some more. And if you want to give us a call in the studios and speak to Hafiz Saab or myself and ask Hafiz Saab any questions that you may have, give us a call on the number on your screen, inshallah, and you'll be able to speak to Hafiz Saab live here in the studios. Now, Hafiz Saab, obviously, that is something that has become quite part of my show, and a lot of people have liked it. So we're going to do Never Have I Ever, and inshallah get to know a little bit more about you. And it's one thing that everyone has liked. So the first one is, never have I ever wanted to live in another country. Have you ever to live in another country?
Yeah, I want to live in another country. I went to Dubai once, alhamdulillah, and I've always wished when I get older, have the money and move into Dubai.
Yeah, I thought it's funny to think a lot of people do. I've said that to quite a lot of people, and a lot of people, my friends have said that as well. So, what's it about Dubai that you would say? Is it something that stands out?
Just the scenery is amazing. You know, obviously it's hot there. You enjoy the weather, the beaches and stuff, the water parks. Everything's amazing. Yeah, everything's.
Yeah, so definitely something that a lot of people do say. So I'm definitely inspired to it, and definitely inshallah will happen. Never ever went to speak another language. And obviously you said that you've learned in quite a few languages. Is there any language that you would want to speak fluently?
Arabic does sound like a really, really nice language.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to speak that. And I want to speak French as well, but I've learned that at school.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is it something that you quite picking up? Are you going to do for GCSE as well?
GCSE, I'm going to be doing French and Latin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So inshallah, that is something. French is good, especially in this day and age where everything's so connected and together. That we should know as many languages as possible. Never have I ever wanted to drive. I know it's a bit young, but drive a car. I know everyone does aspire to it. But some people don't actually want to drive.
That's been one of my look up to things that when I get older, I'm going to be able to have my own car and drive around. I always wanted to drive a car.
This is something that you would do quite quickly as soon as you turn 17.
Yeah. First thing, that's my driving test.
Never have I ever wished I was older than I was.
Well, Mom has said to me, you know, you got to enjoy these days because when you get older, it's just going to, I've never really thought about that.
No.
I was going to stay young.
You should enjoy staying young. All people say that they want to stay young. Never have I ever pretended to know somebody I don't know. A lot of people have said that they do, but you say no.
No, really, no.
No.
If I know, I would have said it, yeah.
Never have I ever played Fortnite, and I'm sure you have.
That should not even be on the list. Yeah, on Fortnite, yeah, quite a lot of the time.
Like normal 13-year-olds, everyone. And is that what will say about Fortnite? Is it because your friends play it a lot?
Yeah, it's taken over. It's quite an addictive game. Yeah.
Addictive. I'm always shouting at my brother, so if he's watching, he'll be on my case. That's why I mentioned that for. But it's something that you play online with your friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Never have I ever Googled my own name on. No. Never done that.
Never Googled myself.
Never ever been in an art competition.
Yeah, I've been in quite a few art competitions. A regular competition at Awaz Radio in Nelson.
Okay.
Every Ramadan they hold a art competition, and I've been entering them.
And I think, did you win or?
Yeah, the first competition I entered, I was only 6 years old, and I actually won that competition.
Yeah.
And since then, I've been joining every year.
Alhamdulillah. And this year? How was it this year? Was it something
this year? They wanted me to be a judge.
Okay.
Yeah. So
is that something that you did?
Yeah.
Or, yeah. And then I know that obviously you've been doing your Tarawih for prayers this year as well. Was that something that you did alongside that? How was that?
It was something alongside that. Yeah. I was very nervous.
Was it? I can
Felt
imagine.
very nervous, but I got through it, alhamdulillah. Yeah.
And we're going to do another one, and the final one. Never have I ever been to another country.
Alhamdulillah, yeah, I've been to quite a few countries. I've been to Canada in Ramadan. My Qaisab took me there to research a few knots. I've been to Holland as thanks to Brother Umar, gave a lot of opportunity. And I've been to Dubai on just a holiday. And I've also, alhamdulillah, been to Umrah as well.
Alhamdulillah. And obviously something that is there, something quite interesting. So we've got to know a little bit more about Hafiz Hammad there with Never Have I Ever, and inshallah we'll continue to do that with our guests. And a lot of you at home have been saying to me, and I've had comments saying that it's quite a good and different thing to have on a channel. Now Hafiz Hammad, obviously you've said about travelling to another country now, so you travelled to Holland. How was that experience? Was it something that you enjoyed?
Holland was terrific, it was amazing. Big thanks to Umar Bhai for giving me the opportunity. We went alongside Hafiz Abid Ayyub Qadri from Accrington, I think it is. Yeah. We had 2 mehfils there, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
people were really kind and really helpful and nice.
And nice, and obviously encouraging you as well in your field. And obviously it's something that the Sunni Rose Society supporting YQNC has aimed to do, and something that I know my father has definitely encouraged and has asked Brother Umar to encourage the youth and take the youth to these cities in Europe and giving them a platform, basically showcase our local talent. And like Hafsa was saying, that Umar Bhai has done an amazing job, but my father obviously has supported Umar Bhai there with the Youth Quran and Nath Council, and has definitely supported the Nath Khans and taken them abroad to the foreign countries in Europe. So it is definitely a joint effort from everyone, mashallah. It's definitely something that we'll encourage to do. Now obviously you've done Holland, but away from that, I did ask you briefly, you didn't answer it as how, but any other countries that you would want to go to? You said you've been to Canada as well, didn't you? And you've been obviously to Pakistan. Is there any other countries that you would want to maybe do mehfils in, that you've maybe seen other Nath Khans go to, or maybe wanting to do? There's a lot of countries in Europe that a lot of people do.
The vacancy, I've been going to different countries. I would like to go to different countries like France and stuff like that. It will be good.
Yeah, no, it definitely gives you the opportunity to see a different environment, see different people as well. Yeah, no, definitely something that inshallah we will do. And now obviously I've asked you as well, and it's something that I was quite curious about because I've not seen you not having done it. Have you ever thought about releasing an album, or have you ever been in the process of releasing an album?
I've thought about it, about future plans, but no, I have not. I've been in a recording studio, I've recorded a few notes, but at this age my voice started breaking a bit, and as I recorded it, it wasn't finalised that it's going to be released. We just like to test out. But I am thinking of inshallah releasing a single or maybe even an album in the future. Inshallah,
and inshallah, it's something that you should definitely do and definitely consider. And I'm sure a lot of people at home would want to see Hafiz release an album as well. So if you want to let Hafiz know what you want to think, and if you are in supporting his albums, definitely do let him know on his Facebook page, inshallah, and support Hafiz. As you can see, he's such an amazing and down-to-earth talent, personality, and a very, very humble person. And inshallah, I would love to see an album of yours, Hafiz. So I definitely do think that you should do that in the near future. And obviously, I know it's quite time-consuming with your hifz that you were doing as well. So inshallah soon. Now, obviously, you've done a lot of charity work as well, and through YQNC, you did a winter walk. How was that? Did something that you enjoyed? How was that experience for yourself?
I really enjoyed that. Yeah, it was. Obviously, I got together with the YQNC as well, and it was all for a good cause. And alhamdulillah, we did raise quite a bit of money.
And obviously, everyone coming together as well, and together doing one thing. So it was quite.
Doing it together is a lot more fun.
Yeah, obviously with your friends and family, definitely there. And obviously, if they're ever given the opportunity, we all have our aspirations and things, and obviously, you're quite, in a sense, that young. But it's nice to see perspective from that. Is there any cause, a charitable cause that you would want to support, or something that you maybe see that, I maybe want to I can make a difference to this person? Or?
It wouldn't be a specific cause, but it would be ones that target towards children. And it would be a lot more personal to me as they're my age. I'd like to support causes that for orphan children and children of poor countries and stuff. It would be a lot more personal to me.
Inshallah, no, definitely, it obviously could resonate and relate to you as well. And I can say that from my perspective, I've seen different things and different charities in different countries, and it does resonate, especially when it's someone your age, something that you can relate to. So no, definitely, inshallah, with time, and inshallah you'll be able to do that as well. Now, obviously, in 2018, is something that you would want to achieve by the end of 2018? Is an aim or goal?
There are quite a few aims. My Nath Khani, I'd like to progress further on that, learning a few more kalams and spending, because most of my time spent on hifz now as I'm at mosque throughout the day, and I'd like to spend a lot more time for my Nath Khani. Also, I've just been entered into a Qiraat competition.
Okay.
Basically, it was National Hafiz Association UK, and the final's coming up. I do not know the exact day, but it's coming up, and
Okay.
the chief guest speaker will be Mufti Ismail Bank.
Okay.
And alhamdulillah, I hope I can do well in that competition coming up in this year.
Okay, so that definitely sounds very interesting. I'm sure you put the details on your Facebook page,
Yeah,
so
I
anyone
will.
that wants to know, inshallah, will see that on Hafiz Saab's page. Now, obviously, it's been a pleasure having Hafiz Saab here today, and it is always a pleasure to have him back, and I would love to have you back, Hafiz Saab, to recite. You're an amazing Naat Khan, an amazing person, and we've got to know a little bit more about Hafiz Hammad today in today's show. But we're coming towards the end of the show, so I want to ask Hafiz Saab to recite another kalam. But on that, and we'll end the show on that note as well. But I would just finally like to say and remind everyone that there will be another show, a special show tomorrow here on Muslim World TV with Qari Shahid Mahmood, inshallah, and it will be live from 6:30, inshallah. So definitely do tune in for that. Share your thoughts and opinions, and if you have any requests for Qari Saab, you can do that as well. And you can get in touch with me on my Facebook page if you have any questions or any other things that you want me to ask Qari Saab or discuss with him, or any requests. So definitely do stay tuned for that tomorrow at 6:30 here on Muslim World TV, inshallah, with Qari Shahid Mahmood. Well, on that note, it is obviously going to be coming towards the end of the show, so I would like to ask Hafiz Saab to recite a kalam for us, and we will end the show on that note, and I shall see you all very soon. From me and Hafiz Saab, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
ایسا تجھے خالق نے طرحدار بنایا، ایسا تجھے خالق نے طرحدار بنایا، یوسف کو تیرا طالب دیدار بنایا، کونین بنائے گئے سرکار کی خاطر، کونین بنائے گئے سرکار کی خاطر، کونین کی خاطر تمہیں سرکار بنایا، کونین کی خاطر تمہیں سرکار بنایا، بے یارو مدد گار جنہیں کوئی نہ پوچھے، بے یارو مدد گار جنہیں کوئی نہ پوچھے، ایسوں کا تمہیں یارو مددگار بنایا، ہر بات بدا مالیوں سے میں نے بگاری، ہر بات بدا مالیوں سے میں نے بگڑی کو میری آپ نے ہر بار بنایا، یوسف کو تیرا طالب دیدار بنایا، خالق نے طرح دار بنایا۔